Hello, welcome to the data channel. So today we will be discussing about the Databricks Architecture Center, which was introduced by Databricks. And this will quite handy when you are starting a project or you are looking Databricks from the architecture lens. So whether you are a data engineer or whether you are from the architect community, so this will definitely help you to bring more insights about the architecture. How do you design the architecture in Databricks so that we can like leverage this Databricks architecture center to do that. So before proceeding, if you are new to this channel, we would recommend you to please subscribe and also press bell button for instant notifications. So let's get started. So as you can see, now I'm into Databricks Architecture Center. Basically, you can, when you're in Google, right? So you can type in Databricks Architecture Center from Google, and you'll be able to landing to this page that is Architecture Center. So you can click on this. So which is as part of Databricks.com resources, you have architectures. So you see here Architecture Center, and they're calling it as Architectures for Data and AI at Scale. So basically, why they are introducing this particular page is basically they are kind of creating a library, architecture library. So if you are a data engineer or if you are a data architect who are starting the yeah, who are creating projects from scratch, or you are in the initial stage of the projects where you are still exploring the architecture, what are the components that needs to be as part of the architectures, right? Or your the end-to-end orchestration, how it looks like from the architecture lens. So that is what you can get a flavor out of this here from this page. Basically, if you see, you will get a lot of reference architectures. So how that will help? Because like suppose you are starting a project in a retail, right? So you will get the some architecture reference here, so that you can start an initial conversation with your client and ask these details, right? And you can do a couple of POCs, so that in that direction, these architecture libraries or reference architectures will definitely help, right? So you can see here there is like a some of the featured architecture they have given here. So you can click on this, and so basically they are saying this reference architecture illustrates how the Databricks data platform enables modern data warehousing and BI combination. So this is not specific to any domain. So this is like a generic architecture. And you see there are different data sources are there. It might be data warehouse, on-premise systems, SaaS, right? Machine or application logs, which is unstructured, semi-structured, all kind of data they have taken. And so there can be different types of ingestion: batch, CDC, change data capture, and streaming ingestions. So, and you have orchestration, right? Like data intelligence platform within that. So here is where the Databricks covers all this, the entire landscape, where it does the data engineering part of it, AI/ML part of it, with all the data which is raw, like raw data, and it is also transformed data, and finally you move it to data marts or data warehouse to create a dashboards. And underlying, you can definitely have the Unity catalog for the data governance, and data lineage and data quality. And you have open source like things you can use, because you're part of Databricks landscape or umbrella. So you can leverage Delta Lake or Parquet or Iceberg. So this is how the typical architecture looks like. So, and finally you have business users. You can export or you can expose the reports to the different BI tools using like Power BI, Tableau, etc. Right? So this is just a reference, like a feature architecture. But if you come back, so if you come down here, this is where a lot of architecture types are there. Like if I have a use case, let's take a use case where I have a use case of data warehousing, right? So it will give me the related data warehouse related architectures, right? And suppose if I want to choose the industry, suppose I want to have a financial service as an industry, so I can apply the filter, and it give me the relevant architectures, reference architectures. So there is a reference architecture for credit loss forecasting, and there is a financial service investment management reference architecture. So I can just go through this, and as you can see, it will basically, this is the, suppose you are working in a financial project as a data architect or a data engineer. So definitely it will help you kind of understand like what are the possible data sources for financial services, so that you can initiate the conversations with the customers, or you can brainstorm the initial idea before you pitch the ideas to the customer, or pitch the like initiate the any POCs that you are doing, right? So you get the idea, like data source. It can be market data, it can be operational trading data, it can be pricing, positions, counterparty relationship, reference data, right? And you can have the systems like there can be streaming data which is coming from this different message stores, and there can be a other API and data coming from API, and data coming from like Databricks marketplace. You can leverage like a few external third-party data you can leverage from Databricks marketplace. That is why you will get an idea, you will get a high-level hint of what or how exactly the architecture might look like, right? And then it is having a Lakeflow job for end-to-end orchestration. So you can it basically says you the data modeling with data lake flow pipelines and real-time ingestions you can do with all these components. And so investment management open architecture, you can have bronze, silver, gold, right? And why we need to do that, so those are all things will be coming as part of this. And definitely you have Delta Lake, Spark, and Unity catalog. And so end to end, if you see, right, it is giving you the high level view of how the financial services investment management architecture looks like, and this is a reference of it, right? Similarly, if I go for the other industry, or I can take data science use case, right? So if I see this architecture, how the data science architecture should look like, right? And if you see, there are messaging stores, legacy databases, cloud databases, enterprises, applications, all the possible data source. They are we need to get the data, and you have ingestion, CDC, streaming, and because it's a data ingestion reference architecture, right? So you are getting they are able to show you the all the possible source systems here, right? Similarly, so that is the key, right? Because you're talking about data ingestion. So what is important is to show the different variety of data, that is a different variety of sources, and how do you ingest that, right? It might be message store, legacy systems, cloud bases, cloud databases, enterprise applications, etc. So let us go back and see. There might be data application, there might be artificial intelligence, right? If we take artificial intelligence, so and like let's take a healthcare as a domain. So what exactly they are saying? So basically, this is where you get an idea of how the healthcare domain looks like, right? And what are the data sources you can expect. It can be electric medical records. It can be database extract for EHR, EMR, etc. Right? So, and how the lakehouse application should look like, and what are the AI agents you can possibly build for the customers or the vendors, etc. So yeah, so this is the architecture center, and definitely this will be helpful. So hope this was useful, and thanks for watching.